Hey everyone, Leo here. Can you hear me?
Can hear you.
Awesome.
Hi,
I can hear
everyone.
you, Beth. Hey, one sec. I'm gonna open a few more tabs to see how many people are joining. Hey everyone. All right. So I guess we can wait for a few more minutes
Mhm.
while more people are trickling in.
Can people see each other's comments? Like if they comment on the live stream?
Yeah,
I
we
was
can
gonna
see the
say,
comment on that YouTube tab in the
okay,
browser.
okay. Because it'd be cool if people joining just want to, maybe introduce yourselves, ask where you're coming, or say where you're coming from, and if there's any specific questions or things you want to make sure we address, just throw it in the chat now and kind of keep it in mind going forward. So I'm not sure I can see the responses, but as long as you can, we're good.
Yeah, no worries. I'll keep an eye on the chat
Mhm.
and the responses. Yeah, I'm just asking people to drop a couple of lines about themselves when they join, about their businesses or products. Hey, Mark. I got Mark from Sarnia, Ontario. Welcome. The first person to drop a comment in the chat. Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. So more people are joining.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess we can give it like a couple of more minutes and then we get
Cool.
started.
Also curious what beverages people are drinking because we got a lot of different time zones. I have cold brew, but I guess for Leo it's 5 o'clock, right?
Water without gas. So you're now in San Francisco, Beth, right?
No, I'm flying out today. I have a flight in like
Mm.
4 hours. Uh,
Yeah, I'm in Portugal, around Lisbon. By the way, a lot of my friends from San Francisco who came here to Portugal, they
mm.
said that yeah, the Portugal and the landscape kind of resembles the West Coast a lot.
Yeah, I was in Portugal and
Rocky,
thought the same thing. Yeah,
yeah, the ocean, rocky beaches, and um, yeah,
and
so
you
the
have all the
scenery.
hills,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
good tech scene. Yeah, you got it all.
yeah. But one thing that we don't have is the self-driving cars, the taxis. So they're not here yet.
Those are
All
pretty
right.
fun. Yeah, we have them in Austin too.
So yeah, I guess we can get started, and yeah, more people are going to join as we go. So welcome everybody. I'm Leo, and I'm a partner at Albato.com. It's a no-code automation platform. Yeah, but I'll say a few words about it just a bit later. And I'm based in Portugal, around Lisbon, and yeah, it's super cool to be able to do this webinar with Beth. So basically, today we're going to be talking about using AI video in cold outreach. And there's a lot of buzz on the market. For example, if you open your LinkedIn feed, yeah, at least that's what happens on my LinkedIn feed. It's like the first thing I see is like, yeah, cold outreach is dead. email outreach is dead, broken, and yada, yada, yada. Well, I personally, I disagree with that statement. I don't think that either cold outreach or email outreach specifically are dead. So they're definitely becoming, harder and harder to crack. So definitely, like email outreach is wearing off. Yeah. And basically here at Albato, yeah, we kind of do most of our, we've been acquiring most of our new business through cold outreach. So for us, it's basically our main channel for lead generation and for revenue generation. But yeah, what we've been seeing in the last couple of years that basically every time you need to reinvent the wheel, yeah, and every time you need to try something new, you need to experiment, you need to reinvent your outreach. Yeah, and basically you need to add more engaging formats, more engaging tools on top of your email outreach. So I believe that email outreach is still like the basics. Yeah, so it's still fundamental to your outreach mix and framework. Yeah, but you gotta, add a lot of things on top and spice it up with AI video, voice notes, LinkedIn, cold calls. So it's all about, the outreach is becoming more and more multi-channel. Yeah, and of course you like every time you need to do more and more touch points. Yeah, to get your leads engaged.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's just a quick take, my take on this, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Yeah, just a couple of words about Albato. So I'm going to share my screen. So a few years ago, I joined Albato as a partner, and I'm heading up the B2B automation platform called Albato Embedded. Beth, can you see my slide?
Yeah, I can.
Awesome. Yeah, so again, Albato is a no-code integration platform, or as we call it, an iPaaS. And yeah, you've probably heard about Zapier, Make, Workato. So basically, we're playing in the same space. And just you can see, I'm not gonna, say the numbers. You can see them on the slide, just to give you a quick idea of, the company scale and the business scale. And basically, like I said, we're based in Lisbon. Yeah, but we're expanding pretty quickly. So we also have a large office in Brazil. Yeah, and we're planning to open another branch in the US. And yeah, so our flagship product is Albato Embedded, native white label integrations for SaaS companies like Sendspark, for example. Yeah, so and the idea is that we're offering SaaS platforms a very quick, efficient, and low-lift way to embed over 1,000 integrations into their platforms. Yeah, versus like them having to build integrations in-house. So yeah, that's just a couple of words about my company. We're also a SaaS platform, and basically our product is built for SaaS platforms as well. Um, yeah, and just a couple of words about myself. So I used to, throughout like my career, and yeah, it's almost 20 years. I mostly worked for large IT corporations before Albato, I mean. So I worked for Microsoft, HP, IBM, Booking.com. So yeah, but about 5 years ago, like I beat a due to the corporate world, and yeah, I switched to Albato and to the wonderful SaaS world, which I'm loving and I'm enjoying a lot because it's a whole different energy. Yeah, it's much more fast-paced, much more innovative. Yeah, and I've been with Albato ever since. And yeah, now we're growing and having fun. So yeah, that's just a few words about myself. And again, welcome everybody. It's great to have you here. And I'll let Beth, yeah, introduce herself and Sendspark.
Yeah. Hey everyone, I'm the co-founder and CEO of Sendspark. And for those of you who don't know, we do AI personalized video. So, hence, a big part of the topic. This is what I live and breathe. I don't have a nice deck, but this is a clip. Like basically, the way that Sendspark works is you can create a video of yourself or your screen or something you want to show, like a Loom style video, and then personalize this at scale by changing out the name or company or different variables in the video. Um, we're really focused on email and LinkedIn and other forms of multi-channel outreach, which as Leo's saying is getting more and more important. Um, and the kind of fun fact is that Leo first reached out to us through a video email and we became an Albato customer. So now we have Albato built into SensePark as like an internal Zapier so that you can connect your videos and send them anywhere. So really excited to share some of the cool use cases we're seeing work. The way that Leo's, using SensePark himself and getting really good results. And hopefully will help you guys level up your personalized outreach.
Yeah, and also the cool thing about our webinar, Beth, is that it's going to be 100% practical. So
Mm-hmm.
we're going to walk you guys through real world use cases, through successful outreach campaigns. And I think the best thing is that Albato and SensePark, we are partners. So we're using the software of each other. So we'll be able to show you basically, yeah, how AI SensePark AI videos make the difference, a big difference to our outreach performance. So I'm going to show you a few Albato's examples of how we use AI videos in our outreach sequences. Yeah, and also another important topic is basically how we can make SensePark video interconnected with whatever tools you're using outside of SensePark, yeah, and make them basically integrated with your tech stack and with your sales automation tools, with your outreach tools. So that's also yeah, something that we're going to cover today. And just yeah, the first topic, just to sort of get the ball rolling and set the stage for the conversation. Yeah, Beth, you're very welcome to share your thoughts on why traditional cold outreach. Yeah, I think we're talking about email outreach, which is might be under personalized, like spray and pray type of thing. Why it's not as impactful as it used to be, and
Mm-hmm.
also the role of AI video in the outreach and rising importance of personalization. Yeah, again, thinking about AI video. So yeah, it would be great if you could
Yeah. Yeah. So I
perspective.
think the funny thing about email is like people say it's harder than ever. And the reason is because it's easier than ever. Like there's so many great sequencing platforms and things that are going to help you scale yourself. But the problem with that is since it's so easy to send out so many messages, deliverability's gotten harder. And then also just standing out and like being different from the crowd has gotten harder. And so, like, especially over the last 6, 12, 18 months, it's become more important to personalize, like, know your customers, personalize on a cohort level, and then really show them like strong, relevant content. And make sure you're using all the best practices for email deliverability, which we talked about a little bit and decided that's a separate webinar. Um, but yeah, I think it's one of those things where the people who are doing personalized outreach right now are getting insane results because they're able to like use AI, do things at scale, like stay ahead. But for people that are still doing the same thing that worked for you a year or 2 years or even like 5 years ago, it just isn't working the same way. And reply rates were never like crazy high before, but like if you were doing make and do at like 1% a year ago, like right now, that might just be nothing. So yeah, I think in a way it's like it's harder, but also in a way it's easier because there's so many new tools and things to help. You just got to know how to use it right.
Yeah, I totally agree. And like I said in the beginning, so for example, at Albato, we're still using email outreach, and it's still like the basically yeah, like the foundations, yeah, of every campaign, yeah. But it's yeah, but we add a lot of stuff on top, yeah. So We're using AI videos. We're trying to leverage the true multi-channel approach. So, for example, yeah, showing is always better than telling. So, I'm gonna share my screen just for a minute, and yeah, gonna walk you through one of our campaigns. It's a pretty small scale campaign, yeah, but still, we managed to hit, pretty high reply rates. So, for example, yeah, and disregard the open rates because, as probably as everybody knows, yeah, the open rate tracking is effectively gone. Yeah, because Google changed,
RIP.
yeah, something in their algorithms, and basically we switched off the open rate tracking. Yeah, because when we had it turned on, so our leads would see those ugly warning banners in the emails like, "Hey, there's a hidden image," and report as spam. So yeah, we decided to sacrifice open rate tracking. Yeah, but to be on the safe side, yeah, to avoid those banners showing up in our emails. So, and that's, by the way, another point that we're using a Sendspark with AI videos as a sort of replacement for an open rate tracking. So, by being able to track how many videos people watch within your outreach campaigns is sort of, a good way of being able to track the overall engagement of your emails and of your campaigns. Even though they might not end up replying right away, still we're getting a lot of signals, and I'll show you later how we automated the notifications for AI videos and so on and so forth. But basically, for each campaign, whenever someone watches the SensePark video, we get an instant notification to our inbox, to Slack, that hey, this guy is, for example, watched 80% of the video, yeah, and then basically our sales reps can prioritize them accordingly. So as long as they showed up on our radar, then we can put them, on a separate sequence. Like, hey, this lead seems to be very engaged. They're watching our videos. So now we're going to be, I don't know, chasing them differently. And yeah, just to show you an example of an average campaign that we're running. One sec. Yeah, we're using Ample Market. This is an outreach automation software. Yeah, just so you get a quick idea. So as you can see, we have 11 steps in the sequence. And yeah, and that's I think that's not many. So I heard some other people like building sequences of, I don't know, 20 plus steps or 30 plus steps, because like I said, yeah, in the last few years, yeah, the number of touch points that you need to make with a lead, yeah, it's been growing. So basically, if I don't know, 3 years ago, yeah, you could make, I don't know, under 10 touch points and get a reply or get a meeting booked. But today, I saw like, I guess a word from Jason Bay. Beth, you probably know that guy. Yeah. So he
Mhm.
shared a fresh analytics that now you need to do like an average of 20 or 25 touch points to get a meeting booked, yeah, or a reply. So basically, yeah, because people are really, yeah, becoming, yeah, start to ignore outreach. But here you see that we have, yeah, basically we alternate different channels like email, then cold calls, email, call, yeah, and then we also add a few LinkedIn steps. And for example, if we open one of the steps, oh no, it's not in this campaign. Yeah, in this campaign, we're not sending the SensePark video, but in the other one, we do. So let me try to find that one. Just one sec. Yeah, I guess it's this one. Oh,
I
by the
love
way,
seeing all
guys.
the if
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I just wanted to, yeah, comment on this one quickly. So basically, here you see a lot of conditional logic, and we're using a lot of spin tags. Yeah, so we're using different variations of the email copy. Yeah, just to make our emails more unique. Yeah, hoping that they will they will fly under Google's radar. But yeah, I guess Spintex is a pretty common thing. Yeah, when you build an outreach campaign.
Hmm.
And here, basically, if you take a look at the CDA, so we're offering a 2-minute video explainer. And yeah, and once they respond and say, hey, sure, send the video explainer, we're sending them a Sendspark video. Yeah. And I can show you a couple of examples of how these emails, what these emails look like for the leads. So just let me, yeah. So this is just an example of a Sendspark video in an outreach email. And what's cool about that is that embed preview. Yeah, so I guess it's pretty engaging. At least if I was a lead and I would get an email like this, it's pretty cool because on SensePark you can use a personalized background. So basically, you can use the lead's website URL, yeah, and it's gonna show as a background in your video. Yeah, so I can even click and show you the video. I'm not sure if it's gonna play the sound. Hey, Mike, Leo here from Albato. And is there a sound?
Yep.
Yeah. Mike, Leo here from Albato. Hey, Mike, Leo here from Albato, and I want to show you how you can bring 800 native white label integrations directly to your product and create a ton of value for your customers. That's the first part of the video. So you see there's a cut over here. Yeah, and the great stuff about SensePark videos that we can personalize them. So for example, yeah, as you heard, I'm saying, hey, Mike. Yeah, so basically, if I have a data set of, I don't know, 10,000 leads, I'm gonna call each and every prospect by their names, which is, I think, a good start. Yeah, so it creates the sense of, personalization right away. Yeah, so then the next thing that I mentioned is the dynamic background. Yeah, of course, if there is no URL for a specific prospect, you can always use a fallback URL, for example, videos. So you can use, for example, the personalized part here, yeah, with the prospect's name and the background and stuff like that. And then you can append the second part, which is going to be like a pre-recorded video. For example, here I'm just showing a live demo of our platform. Yeah, and so on and so forth. Because yeah, you might have recorded this thing, before you started using Sense. So, and SensePark just give you the ability to use your pre-recorded videos, um, SensePark personalized videos. Yeah, which is just more flexible, so you can combine whatever you want and yeah, send out nice videos. Um, Another sort of not a life hack, but just our approach that we're using. So basically, what we did is we recorded a bunch of videos for the most relevant verticals that we're targeting with our product. And these videos, they're based on real use cases of our existing customers. So for example, we have, strong use cases with app builders, with chatbot platform, with event management platform. So these are all our customers, and our product is live on their platform. So what we did is we recorded a set of videos, yeah, and then for the prospect list, we're trying to match the videos to the prospect verticals. So, for
Mm.
example, if in our prospect list we have a certain number of companies in the event management space, then we're gonna send them a SensePark video showcasing Eventix, which is our customer, and it's an event management platform. So this way, we're trying to make each video as much tailored and as much relevant as possible to each prospect. Yeah, of course, we cannot make a personalized video like for, each and every lead on our list, but at least we're trying to bucket them up, to group them by verticals. Yeah, and for every vertical, we have a Sendspark video. So that's also a pretty cool. I mean, at least that works for us. We see that people they praise this approach, and we get a lot of responses like, "Hey, that's a nice video. Actually, it's cool that you showed us one of our competitors." Yeah, because it makes sense. That's, for example, another video, and as you can see, we're outreaching to Humanitics, which is an event management or ticketing platform, something like that. So let's play a little bit. Hey, Joshua. Leo here from Albato. Many SaaS companies from online ticketing and event space struggle with integrations. Sending your customers to third. Yeah, you see in this video, I'm talking specifically about the prospect space. So that's also the beauty of Sendspark, that you can make as many, let's say, 10-second or 20-second intros that you want. Yeah, it's not going to take much time. So this small part here, yeah, but you can spice it up with more personalization, like calling the prospect by name, also, talking about their industry. So, yeah. Third-party tools like Zapier or Make creates awful customer experience and leads to double-digit churn, while building dozens of integrations and automations in-house isn't scalable. So the solution to the integration problem is Albato Embedded. With Albato Embedded, you can kill two birds with one stone. First, you can enable hundreds of native white label within your development and maintenance than telling. And we're now looking at Wistix, formerly Eventix. This is a fast-growing global ticketing platform, and we're now looking at their UI. And yeah, that's enough. So basically, as you can see, this video, it follows exactly the same logic, but it's tailored to another vertical, which is event management. Yeah, so the intro part, yeah, is mentioning the event management space, and also the live demo part, although it had also been pre-recorded and just uploaded to Sendspark. And kill also a relevant use case for that particular prospect, because that's one of their competitors. Yeah, and that's also an event management SaaS platform. So this is pretty much it. And we're also, last but not least, we're also sending Sendspark videos across multiple channels. So not only using them on emails, but also on LinkedIn. Yeah, I was trying to find a good example for you guys. Yeah, just give me a sec. Maybe. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't prepare that in advance. Oh yeah, there it is. So the strategy that we're using, yeah, by the way, I'm also happy to share that. This is, by the way, something that finally worked for us on LinkedIn. Yeah, because we've been struggling for a couple of years trying to sort of blast, automated messages on LinkedIn, and it just didn't work. It never worked. Yeah. So our reply rates were, zero. Yeah. But then, and again, it's something that Jason Bay shared. Yeah, it's a guy who shares a lot of useful insights about cold sales and outreach. So the best strategy for LinkedIn is basically sending a quick message. It's like a bump message, like, "Hey, name, great to connect here. I sent over a couple of emails and wasn't sure if they landed. Did they happen to reach you?" Yeah, and so far, so this bump message got us the best reply rates. Yeah, and of course, a lot of people, their inboxes are they're crowded. Yeah, and they never remember about you, and they say like, I'm afraid the emails didn't reach me, or what is that all about? Yeah, I can't seem to recall anything. And then we follow up with a Sendspark video. Yeah. So since you mentioned you didn't get the emails, I thought I'd share the quick video I recorded. Yeah, it sums everything up nicely. And that's a Sendspark video here. Yeah. Hey, Gergana. Leo here from Albato. I saw your app on the HubSpot marketplace and it looks great. However, the HubSpot plugin. Yeah, you see, so this company basically it's targeting the apps that are listed on the HubSpot marketplace. And again, Sendspark lets us use the HubSpot marketplace pages for each lead as a personalized background. And of course, yeah, we align it nicely with our storytelling. So you see that there's a background and it's HubSpot Marketplace, and I'm saying, hey, I came across your app on the HubSpot Marketplace. Yeah, and then we start to talk about their pain points and yeah, just moving to our product. Ghana, Leo here from Albato. I saw your app on the HubSpot Marketplace and it looks great. However, the HubSpot plugins and integrations often break or lack certain features, such as two-way sync or custom data mapping, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of negative feedback and reviews on the HubSpot Marketplace. But there's a better alternative. You can embed the full-fledged HubSpot integration with 100 plus triggers and actions and almost 1,000 of other integrations directly and natively in your platform. By the way, as you can see, I never call the prospect platform by its name. Yeah, so right now it's a generic, like you can embed it on your platform. But a couple of weeks ago, Beth shared that they're introducing more custom variables on Sendspark. Yeah, and I'm really itching to test it,
Yeah.
but yeah, I haven't got around to it. But I think maybe I'll do that next week because I'm really excited about this feature. So, and basically the idea here is that you can use Sendspark, you can just use way more personalization, yeah, and say, hey, John, yeah, I came across, I don't know, quantitative results, yeah. So calling, basically mentioning their platform name and maybe even some other variables like, I don't know, their pain points or their use cases. So Beth, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, but
Hmm.
this is what you guys are have enabled. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, you have access. We've had it in beta for maybe like 2 or 3 months now. And so if anyone here wants to try it, just ping us and we'll turn it on for your account to try it early.
Yeah. I think it's awesome.
Mhm.
Um, all right. So let me take a look at the chat.
And one thing, so I just want to highlight, like I love what Leo's doing. And just to recap the personalization he's doing again. So it's the first name personalization in the video, showing the background of the app, either HubSpot Marketplace or the website. And then the second part of the video is kind of the same for everyone, but by cohort. So you had, what was it, 7 variations for different verticals you target. And I think that's a really good way to personalize at scale. I feel like there's a
Sorry,
lag,
I
and I don't know if
disconnected
it's
for
me or
a couple
you.
of seconds. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yeah. I was like, you're
Yeah, it
still
was me.
one of
Yeah.
us is disconnected. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah. Did anything come through the chat to address?
Awesome. So, yeah, moving on to the next topic. Beth, could you share some tips and tricks or best practices? Because, yeah, obviously, SensePark, a lot of companies are using SensePark,
Hmm.
and you kind of get, you have all that data, yeah, at the tips of yeah, at your fingertips, and maybe you could share some common patterns or some best practices that people can do, like for example, sending a video on the first email or sending a video on the second email, or whether we should add some text. to comment about the video or simply sending the video and hey, watch.
Yeah.
So, and it's something like
Yeah.
that.
So for sure. So I'll share a few. The first and probably most important is when it comes to like thinking about your campaign or your content. What I really like about, Leo's video campaign, it's not just that he's sending a video that says, "Hey, I'm a face," which might get you a small lift. He's really able to show how his platform helped and really in a few seconds, right? Like, hey, you have a HubSpot app. What if this could be in your platform? We're going to increase retention and reduce churn. And so I'd like urge everyone here thinking is like, what is the power of video that you couldn't say in an email, but you're able to show? And so, really great use cases we've seen is like for people who, maybe build websites, they'll show the Facebook page or the LinkedIn page and say, hey, you don't have a website. Like this is the kind of thing we could create. Um, we'll see recruiters showing job descriptions, either reaching out to companies like, hey, we can help you hire, or to individual candidates on LinkedIn showing, hey, this is how you're back, show them their LinkedIn background, like, hey, this is how we can help. So I think the content is the most important thing. And you're not trying to do a 30-minute demo in a video. You're just trying to show that like key insight of why it's worth their time to take a meeting. And then that brings me to the next point. That's like, how are you kind of conveying the story so someone can digest it in just a quick glimpse in an email? And that's where like the video thumbnail becomes really important. So like, what are you showing there? Is it personalized? And that's by showing like the company's website, their HubSpot app, LinkedIn profile, something like very personalized to them is just going to stand out and catch attention. And and also like in your text, try to give a little hook that's like, why watch the video within it for them. Underneath your video, you can add a link to your calendar to book a demo or a link to the next step if it's just a sign up or something simple. And then when it comes to actually sending the video, I'd say like two things. So one, if you're doing outbound, sending the email and the next step can be helpful. I'd also urge like people always ask about deliverability, and with deliverability, like it's really more of an art than a science. Video is not going to kill your email, but just in general, when you're sending out outbound, it's good to have backup. Like you should have a contingency plan, like have multiple email domains going, have multiple email sending. It's not a question of if you're going to hit spam when you're sending email, it's when. So make sure you're planning accordingly. Don't go crazy. Don't like make your content worse to land in the inbox. Like it's going to be more work than it's worth. Just make sure that like you have different domains and you have backups in place, and also send your video in different channels. Like I love what Leo showed where I was following up on LinkedIn. We do that ourselves as well. Like we'll send an email, we'll also send it on LinkedIn. And with our other customers who maybe LinkedIn is popular, they're sending it on Instagram or Facebook or, the social media platform of your space. So those are some tips, but honestly, I'd say like don't overthink it. Just like have fun, make a video, send it off, and hopefully you'll get some replies right away that make the effort worth it.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks a lot, Bat. Great insights.
Mhm.
Yeah, and just maybe, talking about a broader about outreach strategy in a broader sense. Yeah. So because you guys do a lot of outreach, yeah, at Sendspark.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I saw you sharing a lot of great insights on LinkedIn about some things that worked with Sendspark outreach, like spin tags,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
or yeah, or using Smart Lead, or some other things. Thanks a lot for sharing, all those findings. Um, I really learned a lot from your posts on LinkedIn. So, but generally, what do you think is the best blend of outreach channels?
Mm,
So, for example, yeah, like I showed, we use our notion of multi-channel outreach is we're combining emails, LinkedIn, cold calls, yeah, AI
yeah.
videos, but they're incorporated in all of those channels, yeah. And also we started to experiment with voice notes.
Oh
So
yeah.
we find now that LinkedIn voice notes, they work pretty well. But not AI voice notes, but human voice notes, actually.
Mm,
We tried AI voice notes a couple of times. Yeah, but we haven't had great success with it. So still, when you're trying to generate your voice with AI, in mass, yeah, it still sounds a little bit off. Yeah,
Yeah.
so AI, at least, from my experience, AI is not there yet. So, it's maybe too early. But yeah, our BDR records, personalized voice notes, but she doesn't do that for, all companies on our prospect lists. And that's another piece in our strategy. So we always split our lists into, let's say, high value prospects. So we know that they're the most relevant. For example, they got recent funding. They're, more mature businesses, larger companies. So, and these are the ones that we narrow down our outreach. And for example, anything that we do by hand, yeah, not using
Yeah.
automation, AI, we only do that for a very, narrow list of high value prospects where, let's
Hmm.
say, we're expecting the highest ROI. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, sorry, I got a little bit
Yeah.
carried. My question is like, from your experience, what is the best, blend of channels and, yeah, overall, the best strategy, the best combination of touch points and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and I think it depends a little bit on your business. So for us, we do a lot of email, a lot of LinkedIn, and that works really well for us. I have heard really good things about voice notes. We actually did try that a bit ago, but we were doing it through automation, and the sales rep who's doing it got their account banned from LinkedIn, um, and it took him a really long time to get it back. So we haven't done that in a bit. But it was a cool workflow. Like I loved it because it was actually for people I think that were visiting the website or had some kind of like signal, and it was working really well till we got banned. And I think you always got to be really careful doing anything that goes against the terms of service of the platform you're using, if that needs to be said. Um, and then I've also heard really good things about like cool calls and different dialers. I feel like recently I've heard a lot of people adopting Nooks and getting really good results for that. We don't really do that ourselves, and I'm curious what you guys do for cold calls too. Um, but I think depend like sometimes your audience might be more likely to pick up a phone and talk to you there. But of course it's a little bit less scalable. So I like that email and LinkedIn to some extent can be really, really scalable and help us get high volume without necessarily spending much more human time.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah, and and that's why when I come across another post like where people say cold email are dead,
Mm,
yeah, it just doesn't make much sense to me. Yeah, because okay, cold email is becoming harder to manage. Yeah, it's wearing off, but still, it's the most scalable channel. So there is no other way to get the same reach. Yeah,
mm,
not with LinkedIn, not with cold calls.
yeah.
Uh, like cold email is probably yeah, the best channel in terms of the coverage that you can do. Yeah, and
Hmm.
as for the cold calls, yeah, it's not that we do a lot of cold calling. So again, we decided to narrow down our cold calling activities to high value prospects only. So those are like really small scale lists, just maybe dozens of companies or hundreds of companies at most. Yeah, but we know based on our, research and based on the data that we have on those companies that these are like the, what do you call it, golden goose. Yeah. So these are the companies that we want to chase relentlessly, including through cold calling. Yeah. So that's why, but again, we're not a big company, so of course our sales team is somewhat short-handed. So which is why we're trying to, prioritize wisely. So, and like I said, any like sales interactions that are done by human, by our BDR, yeah, we're trying to make them, let's say, the most impactful. Yeah, which is why we're only targeting like large companies if when it comes to cold calling or yeah or sending manual messages or sending manual voice notes because we just don't have the bandwidth to, yeah, go after, all the prospects. But so far, yeah, it works well for us. Works pretty well. Yeah. And
Hmm.
by the way, for call calling, we are using what do you call it? Like the automated voicemails a lot. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and what we're doing is again, we're pointing them to our emails, to our LinkedIn messages, and to Sendspark videos.
Hmm.
For example, yeah, whenever our sales rep is, making a cold call, yeah, and she gets the answering machine, like, hey, leave a message, yeah. So, and then she says something like, hey, I just sent you a LinkedIn message with a 2-minute video. Yeah, so go check it out, and it
Yeah.
actually sums up everything. Um, and this strategy seems to work well for us. So basically, we're always trying to point people and sort of direct people across all the outreach channels that we're using. So that creates kind of that cross multi-channel synergy.
Hmm.
You know,
And what platform are you using to send the voice messages or not the voicemails, the automated voicemails?
Ample market.
Okay, cool, cool. Awesome. I see a couple questions in the chat. Is it okay if I address them?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. So someone asked how many variables do we support in the video, and if we generate it by, or if we support API call. And the answer for variables is three right now. Though we're going to raise that limit soon. And then we do have an API, so you can either create videos just directly through our API or through Albato Embedded. It's kind of a no code way to set up API calls, which is really nice. Um, they asked if we use 11 labs for speech. We actually have a couple models in Sendspark. So we have the one that Leo was showing does use 11 labs. That's for the first name personalization. But for the multiple variable model, that's a little more complex. And for that, we have a custom solution there. Because it's just like we're doing more to replace things during the video. And the thing with V3 is tags. I'm actually not sure what that means. Leo, if you know. Or I can go to the next one, which is do we provide CNAME for video hosting? So you can use branded links. And yeah, definitely. Most, I don't know about most, but for sure, probably most of our customers are using the CNAME and also just setting up all of their branding so that you can't tell that you're using Sendspark. It just looks like a custom
Mhm.
hosted page. And someone asked Leo
Okay.
if you could share benchmarks on reply rates. Also curious if Leo may share what the benchmarks for them are talking about reply rates.
Um, yeah, so our outreach has been somewhat turbulent this year. So yeah, I would say that on average our reply rates are between 3 and 5%. And that's like total reply rate, yeah. And the interested is probably around half of that. So that would be like around 1.5% to 2.5%. Um, yeah, I guess in terms of how that compares to the industry benchmarks, um, I'm not really sure if I can judge because it all depends on a lot of things, like, what industry you're in, yeah, what
Mm-hmm.
product you're selling, like whether it's B2B or B2C. And of course, it all depends on the content. Yeah. So, for
Mm-hmm.
example, running in a sort of experimental campaign where we're not pitching anything in our emails. Like we're not saying, hey, buy Albato. Yeah. But we're inviting people to interviews. So, for example, we're saying, hey, we're building AI agents internally at Albato, which is true. We're building an AI agent that will, help build integrations and automations. And so on the email, I say something like, actually, I can share my screen and, show you the copy. Just one second. Can you see my screen, guys?
Hmm.
Awesome. Yeah. So that's an example of an interview campaign. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. There's too much spin
Is
text
there a
here.
preview?
Yeah, yeah.
Preamble,
Let's
okay. Okay.
see here.
Dude, I don't know how many people listening use Spintex. I feel like that's the single biggest impact we've
Yeah,
made on deliverability, just like in the last years, switching. So all of our emails use Spintex.
yeah. So that's an example of a first email from the interview campaign. So in August, I'm interviewing 10 SaaS leaders to discuss how AI agents are influencing their growth, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we're also offering an Amazon card, which is fine, I guess. So, but of course, with this kind of incentive, you hit higher reply rates. But
Hmm.
as I said, this is an experimental campaign. So right now we're trying to, figure out whether it's worth it or not. Because of
Hmm.
course, you can hit higher reply rates, and you can get more people on meetings. Yeah, but the question is, do they really end up, do they really move in your pipeline? Yeah, and are you able to actually close deals with those leads? But it takes time to figure it out. Yeah. Again,
Hmm.
depends on your sales cycle. For example, we're selling a pretty complex B2B automation platform. So, and our sales cycles are on average, 2, 3 months. And it takes us a while to figure out whether, this or that approach actually works. All right. There was another question in the chat. Let me see. Just one sec. We're avoiding any HTML in our emails not to get to spam. How does Sendspark might affect it?
Yeah. This is kind of what I was saying before, where with spam, at some point you're gonna end up in spam. Like you can do everything in the world, but like you're sending cold emails to people. So what you want to do is not try to do everything and make your email content worse to avoid spam. You just want to be able to plan for it accordingly. Have multiple email accounts set up, use regular spam tests to make sure that you're landing the inbox and keep an eye on domain health and track the reply rates and the meetings because that's the most important thing. So, that being said, I also think that the impact of links and images, which is how we embed the videos, overstated. So, are videos more likely to land in spam? Some people say yes because it's a link in a video. Other people say no because it gets your engagement so much higher, and that's so helpful. It's worth it. But the fact is, if you use it, you're going to get more replies and you're going to get more meetings. And so I would recommend, be more creative with your content. Don't limit yourself so much, but just make sure that you have a lot of email accounts and some backups in place so that, whether it's a video or something else at some point, your email account gets in trouble, you have some other things going and you don't slow down your pipeline at all.
I can also add my 2 cents on this one. So, like I
Mm-hmm.
said in the very beginning, we've been a happy SensePark customer for I'd say around 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
and we've been using SensePark videos in each and every outreach campaign, yeah, for the last 3 months, and at the same time, we've been monitoring our deliverability, domain health, spam rates, bounce rates. So all those metrics, yeah. So we've been keeping a very close eye on all of them, and I can say at least from that's purely from our
Mm-hmm.
experience, we haven't seen any decline in any of those metrics. Uh, I mean, after we started using SensePark in our campaigns.
Yeah.
So in
Mm-hmm.
our experience, it hasn't had any negative impact on our campaigns.
Yeah. It's like people say a lot of things like, oh, there's certain words, there's like this and that and that. It's like you're trying to game the system, but like you're never gonna win. It's changing all the time, and there's very smart people working all the time and updating spam filters. So all you can really do is that, like monitor your health and try to send really good content.
Cool. Yeah, another question from me, if you don't mind. I'm really curious because you guys been working on, many features lately. So,
Hmm.
like in your perspective, what is the next big thing in AI video? Yeah, and
Mm,
specifically in outreach for outreach. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, you can just, share something or tease something that you guys been working on, like the next big thing that's gonna, change the game
Yeah.
in.
We're working on helping you customize more and more of your content. So like adding the multiple variables and video is the first step, but like we're already working on the next level now to have like custom phrases and a lot more customization because I think that like the cool thing about video is you can really show, you can really tell. And just the more you can personalize that to make it relevant for every person, the more effective it's going to be. So, we're trying to think, Ian, we're looking at like how customers are using us. Like, all right, what are the things that should be personalized versus what are the things that should be the same? How to make that as easy as possible for the user and super scalable. And AI tech is also just getting better. Like when we first started, like all we could do was the voice. We couldn't even do lips like 2 years ago. And now like, it's just getting better and better to look more realistic. So we're just trying to make sure we're using like the absolute best tech to help you customize key parts of the video and make things really personalized at scale.
Cool. Thanks a lot. Makes sense.
Mhm.
There's a question about LinkedIn. We would like to do outreach with providers via LinkedIn and create campaigns. This requires custom fields, particularly when you want to target the video to a specific person. How do you do
Okay.
this? Yep.
Well, so in Sendspark, when you're creating the video, and I'm just gonna click into one that already kind of exists here. You can use so like basically when you create the video, you have your video template, and then there's a spot where you add contacts. You can either do this here, like uploading a CSV, or automate this process, but you can send in the variables that you want to use here. And actually, this one LinkedIn URL is specifically for LinkedIn automation. So you can send in the LinkedIn profile URL. And then that way, when you push it into a LinkedIn automation platform like Expandy or Ample Market or another tool, it's able to send the right video to the right person based on their LinkedIn profile. Um, and I'll also just say of any of these variables, like these are kind of the pre ones we give you, but you can make them into anything yourself. If you're like, hey, I'm not going to say job title and video, I want to use it as a custom field. People do that all the time as well. So you have all of these variables that you can pick and choose from.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's another question. Do you recommend starting with a video in the first message, or is it better to warm up the lead first?
Um, I feel like this
I
kind of
can
depends
share.
about your
Yeah, I can share
campaign. Yeah, if
color.
you want to talk base. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, like I showed in some of our campaigns, we never start with sending a video for a couple of reasons. So, reason
Mhm.
number one is, again, it's just like, sort of a standard for a cold outreach. So the first email is gonna have to be text, yeah, with nothing else. Like, yeah, at least that's like the industry best practices. That is not recommended to add any links, any videos, any images. So anything but plain text to the first email. If you want to, if you want to see good deliverability, yeah, and if you don't want to end up in spam and so on and so forth. So, and that's the rule that, we're trying to follow. So basically, our first email are just plain text. Yeah, just a couple of paragraphs, explaining the, let's say, the value prop, the pain point, and just a quick CDA. And just like I showed, the CDA is offering a 2-minute video. Yeah. So
Mhm.
then either they respond and we send a Sendspark video. And even if they, end up not responding, we're still sending a Sendspark video either in the second or the third email. Yeah, but that's so it's basically mostly for, for a technical, there's a technical reason for that. Yeah, because everybody says that if you add like videos or images or links to the first email, then it's gonna, hit your performance badly.
Mhm.
I don't know, Beth, if
And
you agree
yeah, and
with it.
we should do something similar. So like the first video, the CTA, or sorry, the first email, the CTA is to reply for the video, and then the second one's going to send it regardless. That's probably what we do in like 90% of our outbound. But I've definitely seen customers do a mix of things and have a mix of CTAs. So I don't think there's like a one size fits all rule, but I do like that style a lot.
Yeah, I agree that it's all about A/B testing,
Hmm.
experimenting, yeah, and then just trying to look at the data, yeah, and make uh, data-driven decisions.
Hmm.
Yeah, and like I said, Sendspark helps us a lot to, sort of gauge the engagement across our campaigns. So I can share my screen and just, walk you guys through what we're doing here. So basically, we're collecting Sendspark data on, which prospects played or watched the video in a simple spreadsheet like this. So here, yeah, we're just populating the spreadsheet with some basic data like date, company, job title, email, campaign, and the type of activity. So basically, this is what we're pulling from Sendspark API. Yeah, and then we just build a very simple pivot table. So it's sort of dynamic, and we can quickly pinpoint, for example, by campaigns, by companies, and by specific stakeholders, which of them have been most engaged with our outreach. So this is the data for our BDR. Yeah, and she can quickly just, run through these numbers and say how, hey, for example, in this campaign, we can clearly see that these guys, they played and watched Sendspark videos multiple times. And it's worth, re-engaging with them and chasing them down. And recently, we've also started to use AI to score them like on the fly. So whenever someone watches the video, yeah, we're capturing their email, we're capturing their company name, and then we run it by AI, and we get a sort of a relevancy score. So how relevant that lead is for our product. Can you hear me, guys?
It left for a second, but just came back.
I think. Can you hear me?
Hmm.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's my Wi-Fi is giving me a hard time. Yeah, and basically to show you one of our automations in action. So I'm gonna go to the Sendspark platform. Just one sec. All right. So this is Sendspark. Beth, can you see the Sendspark UI, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Mhm. And I'm gonna jump to agentic workflows, which is an automation feature that Sendspark introduced. And basically, this is running on our product, Albato Embedded. So, and this is the white label integration platform that, if you run a SaaS company, you can embed something like this. I built a pretty simple automation flow. So basically, once a lead watches a video, yeah, that we include in our outreach emails. So then what winds up happening here is we're sending this lead through multiple action steps. Like we're using ChatGPT to evaluate this lead against our ICP. Yeah, so it's a simple prompt. We're saying, hey, evaluate the company's fit for Albato Embedded on a scale of 1 to 10. And there's a few criteria that needs to be met, like SaaS platform, location, company size, and et cetera, et cetera. And then, yeah, we're adding the data to the Google Sheets that I showed you. Yeah, so basically everything is added automatically here. Oh, one sec. Too many tabs. Then we're sending a Slack message. So yeah, it also helps us, to see all the leads on our radar. And then we automatically enroll the leads to Ample Market, yeah, the platform that we use for sales automation. And I can show you just, an example of how it works in action. Just one sec. All right. Yeah, so that's a Sendspark video that I sent to myself, just to show you a quick demo. So let's open that.
Hey, Leo. Leo here from Albato. Many SaaS companies from online ticketing and event space struggle with.
I'm gonna just fast forward it. So even set up that template for the spreadsheet. So and your customers are gonna love that. So let's make it work for your platform. All right. So and now if we go back to Sendspark and we're going to the history tab. Yeah, so we can see that our automation fired. Yeah, and now we're just gonna give it like a couple of minutes because the AI steps take time. Yeah, you see, so we got the company website, albato.com. Yeah, so in this demo, I'm outreaching myself. So we're gonna evaluate if Albato is a good fit for Albato. But yeah, that's just a demo. ICP numeric score. So ChatGPT thinks that it's 9 out of 10. So Albato is a pretty good fit for Albato. Yeah, we can update data here. Yeah, that ICP evaluation is the heaviest step here. So it's going to take probably, one more minute. Yeah. So yeah, let's go and check if the data came through. So basically, we should have received a Slack notification. Let's go here. Yeah, so here's what it looks like. Yeah, and as you can see with Albato, you can basically apply your own branding. So as a customer, yeah, it looks like I just received a notification from Sendspark, although it's running on the Albato engine. Yeah, this automation here. Yeah, and we can see the evaluation by criteria, relevant score 9 out of 10. So cool. Yeah, it worked. Yeah, and then, like I said, we've added the new row to Google Sheets. Yeah, so there it is. Yeah, and then last but not least, let's check if our automation enrolled the lead in our sequence. I'm gonna jump here. Sorry, my computer is super slow today. Yeah, but okay, let's not waste everyone's time. So I just wanted to give you a quick idea of what the Sendspark automation workflows looks like. Yeah, and basically it also gives you a better idea of what Albato Embedded is and how it can work for a SaaS platform. By the way, speaking of the automations, Beth, maybe you could, share just a couple of words on, which automations, which Albato automations you see as like the most valuable for your customers, or the most typical.
Yeah. I think the most typical, well, there's two types that are really important. So one is like what you showed. So video watched, and then what's the next step? And that could be
Yeah.
as simple as pushing to Slack, or it could be as like cool as what you guys are doing with the follow-up sequences. So that's like one aspect. And then the other aspect is actually in automated sending. So for example, today I just helped a customer set up something. So whenever someone gets added to a list in HubSpot, it'll automatically generate a personalized video and then automatically enroll them in a sequence in Apollo that has the little video placeholder in it. And we integrate with Apollo, but also maybe like 10 or 15 or even 20, I'm not sure how many other email platforms, to make sure that you can really automate that whole flow. And I think that's what can be really, really helpful, just to make sure totally automated, you're creating the videos and sending it. And it can be, based on a manual thing, like updating a contact property, adding someone to a list, or it can be fully automated. We have integrations with both RB2B and Warmly. So if there's like a signal, or someone's identified from visiting your website, you can automatically generate the video and send it. You can also connect in other signal platforms with webhooks. So I think all the automation is really cool. It's really, really powerful for people using it, but like definitely not everyone's using that level of automation yet. So I think we'll see that become more common over the next few months.
Awesome. Thanks a lot for sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we're almost ran out of time, but we can take a couple of more questions. So let me see. Oh, of course. Yeah, one of probably, the most provocative question. So, do you think that, let's say in the next couple of years, AI will completely replace human sales outreach?
I don't think it'll replace human sales outreach. I think that it'll just be like fundamental for like marketing automation. Like I think if you look back, even before we had AI, like you often had marketing automation orchestrating these outreach campaigns. So I think it's become really important to use AI as part of that. I think a lot of like the manual personalization SDRs we're using will be automated, but like for one thing, you're always going to need people to reply to the emails and like take the discovery call. And I think that's going to become more fundamental for the SDR's role than like personalizing emails anyway. Um, but
Although,
yeah,
a couple of
yeah.
weeks ago, I spoke to a company, and they're building like, a 100% AI account exec. So it's like an, AI person, AI rep that can run demos for your customers. Yeah, but
I mean, yeah.
that sounds a little bit mind-blowing. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it also depends on the industry and it also depends on the space. Maybe in, B2C sales where it's more, you do everything on bulk. Yeah, and it's like mass sales and let's say, spray and pray type of outreach. And you have maybe a massive addressable market. So where, you could potentially reach out to millions or tens of millions of prospects and you can just like use that shotgun approach. Yeah, maybe more and more AI tools like I can't recall a name of there's a bunch of AI tools that came to the market that position themselves as AI SDR. Yeah, like
Mhm.
11x and Alice and some others. By the way, in San Francisco, yeah, when I was on my way from the airport. Yeah, and I was just on the road looking at the billboards, and it's
Mhm.
like every second billboard was, like AI SDR, AI automation.
Oh, for sure. Well, and actually, what's funny, so I'm staying in a friend's apartment in San Francisco right now. If you saw the person who walked behind me earlier, he's one of the founders of 11x, and he's happening to be staying at uh, my friend's roommate's
Oh, really?
apartment.
It's
So
funny
same
that
place.
I
I'm like,
mentioned.
yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's funny
San
that I
Francisco
mentioned
is cool
11x.
for
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. I know we're at time, or a little over time, and
Maybe
I
one last
actually have to
question.
drop. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, maybe let's do one last question. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. And
Let
then
me take a look. That's a good one. How do you measure the success of an outreach campaign? Is it just meeting booked, reply rates, or other KPIs you look at?
you measure your own success. I mean, it depends. Like, what's the point of the outreach campaign? What do you want? Is it meetings? Is it, are you just trying to get awareness of your product? Are you trying to get free signups? Are you trying to get affiliates or, interview people for roles? I think the success is not arbitrary. It's like the reason you're setting up the campaign to begin with.
Exactly, exactly. But like I said, with long sales cycles, like with B2B products, where it's 2 or 3 months until you close the deal, you got to have more engagement metrics that you can measure halfway through. Yeah. And for
Hmm.
example, Sendspark data, yeah, and the videos watched, videos played as a sort of a proxy conversion metric, especially now that we don't have open rate tracking. Yeah, we use video plays and video watches as a also as a measure as a measurable.
Yeah. And the nice thing about that is you can track that even when you can't track, like
Uh,
open rates are not really reliable anymore,
yeah,
but at least knowing that you know you have that touch point.
yeah. Awesome. Well, I guess we can wrap up. Yeah, and thanks a lot, Beth. Yeah, it was super insightful. And thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Yeah, I'm really, I hope that you enjoyed it. Yeah, and that maybe you learned something useful. So yeah, good luck with your outreach, and yeah, have a
Amazing.
zero spam rates and good reply rates, everyone.
Thanks everyone for joining.